Krishna. Today we will hear about how Lord Ganesha ended up writing Mahabharata. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe and hit the bell icon to get the latest update. Sri Krishna Dwapayan Vyasdev conceived of the Mahabharata after executing a great deal of austerity and meditation. Although Vyasdev had compiled numerous other Vedic literatures for the benefit of persons in the dark age of Kali, the Mahabharata was specifically intended to give women, laborers, and degraded members of the higher classes a chance to understand Vedic wisdom. While containing extensive explanations of Dharma, Artha, Kam, and Moksha, the Mahabharata essentially teaches through the medium of historical narrations which deal with the lives of great personalities. Because of this, the Mahabharata quickly and ever increasingly captures the interest of the reader in spite of its epic dimensions. When Srila Vyasdev saw that his composition had expanded to 100,000 verses, however, he became anxious upon considering how the work could be passed on to future generations through his disciples. Lord Brahma could understand Vyasdev's deep concern, and so he personally appeared before the compiler of the Vedic wisdom in order to bestow upon him his benediction. Along with numerous other great rishis, the wonder-struck Vyasdev stood up and welcomed Lord Brahma with folded hands and then presented him with a very nice seat. Finally, after circumambulating Lord Brahma and then seating himself with the permission of the universal grandsire, Vyasdev spoke unto him as follows: O Lord, I have composed a great work that centers around the lives of the Pandavas and their role in serving the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna, who descended upon the earth just to relieve her burden. Although this epic literature is ultimately meant to draw one's attention to Lord Krishna's instructions, known as the Bhagavad Gita, the all-encompassing work deals with every aspect of human existence in the course of its historical narrations. By the mercy of the Supreme Lord, I have been able to conceive of this sublime literature, but the difficulty is that I cannot think of anyone capable of writing it down so that it can be passed on to future generations. Lord Brahma then smilingly replied, O foremost of rishis, you should absorb your mind in meditation upon Sri Ganesha, the son of Lord Shiva and Parvati. Being pleased, he will surely take up the task which you required. After saying this, Lord Brahma disappeared from that place, and without wasting time, Vyasdev sat down in order to execute the instruction which had been given to him. Indeed, it so happened that as soon as Ganesha was meditated upon, the celestial scribe appeared before Vyasdev. Vyasdev was overjoyed, and after offering Ganesha proper respect, he said, I have conceived a wonderful historical narration within my mind that is intended for the welfare of all human society. I request you to write down all 100,000 verses that comprise this epic literature as I dictate them. Only then will my composition become fruitful. Ganesha replied, I agree to perform this laborious task, but only under the condition that once I begin to write, my pen should not have to stop even for a moment. Vyasdev then said, Let it be so. I shall never inconvenience you with even the slightest delay. But in turn, you must agree not to continue writing until you have actually comprehended that which has already been dictated. Ganesha smilingly consented by vibrating the sacred syllable Om, and then he sat down in order to commence work at once. After concentrating his mind, Vyasdev began to narrate the Mahabharata. and he composed it in such a way as to present many deep and grave meanings in concise statements. Because of this, again and again Ganesha has to pause momentarily in order to contemplate the purport of Vyasadeva's verses. In this way, Srila Vyasadeva was very cleverly able to provide himself with ample time for dictation without making Ganesha lose patience.